Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day or night depending on where you're at. Here is another poem. I did not write this. It is by Edgar Allan Poe, and bear with me on some of the words. I pronounce them the best way I can. I apologize in advance if they're wrong. The Raven. Once upon a midnight dairy, while I pounded weak and weary over many a quit and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more." Distantly I remembered it was in a bleak of December, and each separate dying ember wore its ghostly upon the door. Eagerly I wished the morrow vacantly I hadn't sorrow to borrow from my books, a sure seas of sorrow for the lost Eleanor, for the rare and ranked maiden whom's the angel named Eleanor, nameless here forevermore. And the sinking sadness and certainly rusting of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terror never felt before. So that now is still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating. "'Tis some visitor entering my chamber door, some late visitor entering my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came a-rapping. And so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering along I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no more ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token. And the only word there spoken was the whisper word, "Eleanor." This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word, "Eleanor." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, my soul within me burning. Soon I heard again a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely that is something at my window. Let me see then what threat is, and this is mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and let this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I fluttered the shutters, and went with many a flutter. In there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least absence made he, and not an instant stopping or stayed he, but with meant of lore of lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and set and nothing more. Then this bonny bird bangled my sad face into smiling, but the grave and stirred did deplore of this countess it wore. "Through thy chest be shorn and shaven," thought I said, "are sure no, craven, ghastly grimmed and ancient raving, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is in the night's plodding shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungodly fowl to hear a discourage so plainly. Through its answer a little meaning, a little gravely bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, a bird or a beast upon the sculpture bust above his chamber door, with such as nameless nevermore. But the raven sitting slowly on the plastic bust, spoken only that one word, and as if his soul in the word as he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, until I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore. I startled at the stillness broken by reply so abruptly spoken. Doubtless, I said, what is it utter? It is only a stalking, I'm sure, caught from some unhappy master whose merciful disaster followed fast until his song more burden bore, until the dister of his hope is the manly holy our button bore, oh nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all a sad soul into smiling. Straight I reared a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. Then upon the relevant sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this enormous bird of door, what is grimming, ungathering, ghastly, gaunt, and numerous bird of gore, meant a croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no styling expressing, to the fowl whose very eyes now burden into my bosom core. This and more I sat diving, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, the lamp light allure, but those velvet violet lining with the lamp light a glore, she shall press nevermore. Then now throughout the air grew distance and perfume from unseen shore, swinging by Sisyphus, whose foot falls thinking on the hovering floor. Wretched, I cried, that God wrath that thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respice and nepty from the memories of Eleanor. Gruff, this kind Neptune, and forget his lost Eleanor. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Poe says, the thing I evil practice, I bird of devil, whether tempered sense or whether tempest toss these here ashore, discolate yet untainted, on this desert island enchanted, on his home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is this the palm and glint, and tell me, I explore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Poe says, thing of evil, potent still, if bird or devil, by the heavens that above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distance Aden, it shall clasp a saint maiden, whom the angels name Eleanor. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angel name Eleanor. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word of sigh parting. Bird or friend, I shrinking, up, starting, get back into the tempest and the night's floor shore. Leave no black plum as token, or tide they soar have they spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit this bust above my door. Take my peak from out my heart, and take thee from the door. Quote the raven nevermore. And the raven never fluttered, still sitting, on that pallet burst of pollens just above my chamber door. As his eyes have all seemed of demons that is dreaming, and the lamplight on him is streaming throughout his shadows on the floor, and my soul from out of the shadows that lies the floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Huh, that was a lot. Again, some of the words I tried my best to say, so I'm sorry if it's not right. But thanks for watching.